Hello everyone, welcome to Student Fund Manager. I am Tuhin Shubro Sardar and it's great to see you here. Today we will be discussing about debit and credit. The pillar of double entry accounting system that we use today is fueled by debit and credit. But honestly, as I recall my days spent learning bookkeeping, that is journal, ledger, trial balance, balance sheet, income statement, whatnot, identifying which account to debit, which to credit. The experience was both time consuming and it was really boring. But I am fun, and today I will turn debit credit into an exciting chapter, and I will turn you into a debit credit wizard without boring you to death, hopefully. So let's go. As you may be aware, there are three golden rules in accounting, but well, we are not going to cover any of them. Let's dive straight into the accounting equation. So as you can see, the accounting equation is assets is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. We will be discussing what these three mean separately. First, we come to assets. Assets are anything which are useful to a company and has a value. For example, car, house, laptop, these things can be categorized as assets. Next, we have liabilities. Well, I don't think you need an introduction with what liabilities are. They are the obligations that you have to meet. For example, certain payments that are due and goods you have bought from creditors and goods you have bought from suppliers and you are yet to pay them. These things are going to be your liabilities. The most common liability we see are loans. And coming to third, that is the owner's equity. The owner's equity is the capital of the company, and in simple terms, think of it as the portion of the business funded through the owners. Under this, incomes and expenditures of the company are reflected. We will get more into that later. In short, assets are what you have, and liabilities plus owner's equity is the source of funding or how you have it. Now, this may not be necessarily correct, but for me, this logic stands. Let's identify some of the accounts. At first, we have cash in bank. Now we know that cash equivalents, and any other account that will benefit us comes under assets. So this will be under asset. Next, we look at rent due. So as you may have already figured, you have stayed in that house and it's time to pay the landlord and you have not paid yet. So what is it? It will be a liability. Third, traveling expense. As you may have already figured, we had discussed earlier, incomes and expenditures will be reflected in the owner's equity. So this will come as an expenditure under owner's equity. In fourth, we have stocks. This is a very easy one. A stock will benefit you, or it should benefit you at least. So it will come as an asset. Next, we have debtors or borrowers. Now we all know that one friend who borrows from you every time and doesn't pay back. Well, it's not exactly the case here. They are going to pay you back. So this will be an asset. And then you have your smartphone. As you may have already figured, with car, cash, and everything that's benefiting you, it is an asset. And then there's a loan. What is it going to be? Of course, it's a liability. Next, we have prepaid rent. Now, this is a tricky one. Prepaid means you have already paid for this in advance. So, if you have paid for it in advance, then you are going to enjoy the benefit of this. So, what can this come under? Yes, it is an asset because you have paid for this and you will be enjoying this benefit for the period for which you have paid this rent. This is only a single entry, and in accounting we are talking about double entries. So let's get into it. Over here we can see some of the transactions, and I will show you how these are going to reflect in the accounting equation. And the sides are always gonna balance out. You will never see one side is more than the other. At first we see that there's a machine purchased for cash. Well, machine is an asset, and we have talked that assets have a positive debit value. So I will put machinery under the assets column as plus 10,000 debit because we are receiving the machinery, and we can see that we are paying cash for this purchase. So cash is moving out. So it is decreasing. So in assets, cash will be reflected as minus 10,000 credit. You will have to remember that debit in assets is a positive value, whereas credit in assets is a negative value. So this equation balances out. See, plus 10,000 minus 10,000 is 0. So this is an equation. Next, it is a car purchased on loan. So what is a car? Yes, it is an asset. So it will be reflected under the assets column. Then we can see that a loan was taken out to finance for the car. So this loan is going to come under liabilities. Yes. Next we have electricity bill, that is 5,000 paid by cash. As you may have already figured, since we are paying cash, it will be flowing out from assets. So we will put this as a credit value of 5,000. And what else do we have? We have electricity bill 5,000. So what is this? It is an expenditure. So it will be reflected under owner's equity. And remember how assets has a positive debit value, whereas liabilities and owner's equity have a positive credit value. So since owner's equity is decreasing, we will put electricity bill expenditure under owner's equity as minus 5,000 debit. As you can see, in one place the amount is credited, whereas in another column the amount is debited. So this will cancel each other out and reach an equation. Next we have goods sold 8,000 on credit. So what this can be? Well, at first we have the goods being sold. So we are supposed to receive something from a person, right? Whoever is buying this. So in this case, we are going to add debtors or borrowers 8,000 because remember that friend who was supposed to pay us back? Well, so he's here again buying from you on credit. And we can also see that sales is an income and income comes under owner's equity. So we are going to credit this value here to increase owner's equity sales by 8,000. So now I hope you have a better understanding about how debit and credit works in accounting, especially in the accounting equation. And in another video, I will be making I will be creating a demo company account, and I will be showing you how these things work in Excel. So this was really fun, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.